Good morning, or afternoon, or evening. In this video today, I'm going to go over the first half of what was covered in class today, which is mainly our final for fall 2020. It's split up in two parts, and I've cut down much of it, but it still should be a good summation of what we've done. In other announcements, the 16th is our final deadline for fall semester. Give me a solid day to do our grades. So that is the deadline for all late work, all assignments. So just be aware of that. Now, let's talk about our final. Um, where you can start it immediately. It is essentially done. I've already had a few people turn in the first part of that assignment. I will say though that for a more fuller understanding of the final, you're going to want to wait until we've done the notes on Earth's interior. But just to start off a bit, part one of our final is our pretest. Your pretest was 15 questions, multiple choice, and you're going to have 4 attempts on it. So you should have plenty of time and opportunity to do as well as you can on this. The pretest is, you've already taken it, so this should be no issue. And I'm not going to spend too much time on it. The questions are randomized, so just be aware of that. And there are at least 5 that are based on Earth's interior. So let's close that off. The second part is a little bit more in depth. We're making a graph here. So just copy and paste it as usual into your notebook and then get started on it. Now, let's break this down. As far as this final is concerned, there are 2 parts to it. You're creating data tables and then making a graph based on those tables. Afterwards, you're going to answer a series of questions based on that graph. So let's go ahead and take a look here. Now, first part of this, you're given an earthquake at one corner of the world, and we're assuming this world is completely solid. What you're going to do is keep track of how far these stations are from the epicenter and how many degrees it is away from that epicenter. So this is, let's take Alpha Station here, 20 degrees away and 640 kilometers. Great, plug that in, Alpha Station. Station distance is 20 degrees. The distance those waves travel, 640 kilometers, fantastic. Figure out column D and E by taking the previous column, dividing it by 11. So 640 divided by 11 will give us 58.18 kilometers per second. And then take column E, we just take our last column, 58.18 in this case, and multiply it by 1/60. And so that tells us that in about 0.96 seconds, possibly a minute, in about 0.96 minutes, 0.96 minutes, we feel the earthquake in Alpha Station, right? Do the same for the other stations, get that data in, and notice we have x-axis and y-axis. This will become important later. In the next part, we have actual seismic data from an actual earthquake. In 2018, there was a magnitude 7.9 earthquake recorded in the Gulf of Alaska. It's an ocean earthquake. And we have several seismic stations that recorded when the earthquake hit them. And so same deal, we have degrees down at the bottom, and now we have a time up top. So we're just gonna record that as best as we can. Let's take our first station, for example, right? ADK. Station ADK, located about 20 degrees, more or less. And we know that the travel time is when those vibrations first hit. And so that's what we're going to mark down. We see it starts off at 0.18 seconds and it goes all the way to like maybe 4 minutes in, right? And so for this one, there'll be some estimation going on, right? We don't know exactly the degree amount. We don't know exactly the time these seismic waves hit. We could make a pretty good estimate. And so that's what we're recording, degrees and travel time again. So same deal, 0.96 minutes, 20 degrees. 20 degrees, about 4 minutes, more or less. And so plug in that data. After you do that, what you're going to do next is graph that data, right? We made a table, we want to graph it. So in this image here, it's actually a link to a Google Sheet. We're just going to go ahead and open it. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make your own copy of this Google Sheet. And then after you've done that, plug in your data from your table into these yellow boxes. As you do that, this graph off to the side should automatically populate. And so let's just say, for example, in the last station, we recorded 175 degrees, and the time it took was like 20 minutes. So, oops, put that in there. And you'll notice right there, right? 175, more or less, and then 20 degrees. So it automatically populates. It's just a dot graph. We're not attaching any lines to it. So it should automatically populate. Once you have all your data filled in, copy your graph from your copy of this sheet, and put it right below here, right underneath where it says insert your own graph. You could either link yourself to the spreadsheet or just paste it unlinked. Heck, you could even, as long as it's perfectly just, open to everyone, right? Anyone with the link can view, just copy that link and just put it down right there. Some way so that I could access it and grade your graph. Next up, answer the 6 following questions, summarize what you did, and call it a day. That's it as far as your final is concerned. Remember, I cut down a lot of this, so counted like a stars. Otherwise, you'd still be on it. Now, that's it as far as this final goes. We did get started on our notes on Earth's interior today, and we did finish off assignment 10 earlier today as well. So keep those in mind. Those are coming up. And the deadline for all work is December 16th. That's Wednesday. If you have questions, feel free to message me on Schoology or email me. Just get in touch somehow. All right, that'll be it for this video. And I'll post up another one about assignment 10 later today or tomorrow. All right, have a good one. Bye-bye.